Hello, Reformers, and welcome back to Perisno 0.74. Now, when we left off, we had just taken Murden Hall, and that is exactly where we are right now. We are within the tavern, in the town. I have placed a couple of our units from our army into the garrison to hopefully be able to defend it against some of the minor vassals, maybe not some of the stronger ones that have over 100 units, but we will see. We will see how it goes. Now, we do have a fellow called Remus over here, and I'm hopefully going to be... I'm hopefully going to be recruiting him if he is indeed a companion. I am the younger of two brothers. We lived in a small village nestled amongst the foothills of the Reichs Mountains. It was a fairly isolated place that saw the older men mindlessly driving away at their chores, while the younger men nurtured dreams of the world that lay beyond the village. Lupus, my older brother, was in charge of guarding the village animals from the wolves that lived not far away. Every night he would stand vigil over our meager livestock with the howling of the wolves to help keep him awake. Strangely, the wolves never attacked. They would prowl in the darkness, barely visible by the light of Lupus's torch. But they never approached. My brother complained to our village elder, Garrel, that his position was useless. Elder Garrel wouldn't have any of that. "Nonsense," he would say, and Lupus would spend the next few nights without provisions. Eventually, my brother came to me one day, all worked up over something. He kept flexing his fingers, eyes wide and shoulders shaking. From fear, anxiety, or exhilaration, I couldn't tell. One of the wolves approached him the other night, he told me, spoke to him in the human tongue, asked him to follow it. "Sounds like he had just fallen asleep or something." That's what I thought too, yet he vehemently denied that suggestion, insisting that the wolf had spoken to him. "Okay then," I said. I asked him what the wolf had shown him. He wouldn't tell me. He just shook his head and ran off to the village well for water. Then the next day came. Lupus and another lad got into a heated argument that drew the whole village around. The argument threatened to get violent, when Lupus's hands blurred faster than our eyes could follow, and smashed the man's head into bloody pieces. That couldn't be good. It certainly wasn't. We stood there in stunned silence, too afraid to say or do anything, while Lupus stared at his bloody hands. Elder Garrel was the first to gather his senses about him. He proclaimed Lupus exiled from the village the moment he did. "Why not just hang him?" I imagine it had something to do with my brother's apparent super strength. Getting him into the gallows would have been a hard task, looking back on things. Despite what he did, I couldn't stand the thought of my brother traveling alone. I asked Elder Garrel if I could leave with Lupus. He nodded, but I think his mind was still trying to process what had happened. We left the village at dawn, with no farewells from the people we grew up with. Yes. As we trudged away, Lupus stopped me and laid his hand upon my forehead. "Blessings upon you, brother," he said. And what happened next was... I don't know how to describe it. Imagine the thrill of adrenaline, the bloodlust of battle. Now take the energy and multiply it 100-fold. That energy coursed through my veins, leaving me paralyzed. But when I regained my senses, I felt reborn. I felt strong, powerful, able to take on the world 1,000,000 to 1. It was strange. After his blessing, I could lift boulders with one hand and run faster than deer. We began our lives anew. At first, we traveled from city to city, fighting in the arenas. Our strength was unmatched. Lupus could shatter shields with a flick of his wrist. I would dart around my opponents and knock them to the ground before they knew what was happening. "Surely you are joking." "I do not jest. I could knock you to the ground and be out of the city before you could get back on your feet." But moving on. We won fight after fight, tournament after tournament. Prize money came to us, and we eventually bought our own armor, weapons, horses even. Notoriety came too, and soon we had a small following. Lupus had an idea. Why not go bigger, beyond the arena? Become mercenaries, he said, and see more of what the world has to offer. We recruited from our following of admiring fighters, and so the Wolf Knights were born. "I am afraid I have not the time for any more today, perhaps another time." "What? No!" Yes, I understand. Farewell, traveller. I shall finish my tale the next time we meet. If you will. What? Oh, okay, cool. Can you finish your story? Yeah, I would like to hear the rest. Oh my goodness. Wow, okay, whoever wrote this, good work, okay. Roaming through the misty forests of the Redwood Nation, traversing the dry deserts of Drahara, meeting lords and ladies for employment. It was amazing and exhilarating. We won battle after battle, always fulfilling whatever tasks the lords of Perisno set upon us. More soldiers, experienced veterans joined us. The feeling of fabulous wealth and glory. Ah, there are no words to describe it. Lupus even found an old abandoned fort. We used it as a base of operations, and with our newfound wealth we had turned it into a fortress to rival that of any lords. It all sounds too good. Of course it was. Life does not ride upon a single wave of euphoria. My brother was changing. I didn't notice it, nor did my brothers, as we ourselves were changing as well. We were getting more ruthless, brutal, merciless. Bloodlust became our one true companion in battle, blind rage consuming us as we tore down our enemies. Lupus was getting more ideas. "These so-called lords are weak," he told us one night. "They are foolish, ever quarrelsome, unfit to hold their titles. They cater to the feeble, leech off the strong. My brothers, Perisno is ripe for the taking," he yelled. "Let me cast down the pretenders that lounge in their thrones," said he, "and let us show them the true meaning of power." We all cheered him on, our adrenaline going into overdrive. The idea that we could hold our own kingdom, or even conquer all of Perisno, anything seemed possible to us. So what happened? Well, nothing happened to the Wolf Knights per se. It's what happened to me. One night came when we raided a Tauranian caravan in the woods outside of Vinica. They never knew we were coming. We charged out of the darkness, our lances lowered, swords swinging, their blood splashing. There was a caravan guard. Couldn't have been any older than me or Lupus when we left our home. I killed his horse while he attempted to flee, sending him to the ground, leaving him trapped under the weight of his dead companion. "Mercy!" he begged, with my sword at his throat. He was a grown man, fresh into adulthood, and bawling his eyes out like a small child, sobbing into the night. I did nothing. In the midst of the clashing swords and dying screams, his face stood out above all else. I didn't know what was happening. The bloodlust was fading, and I was staring at the red and pink gore splashed across my greaves. Lupus came in bloodied armor on his black mare, saw what was happening, and plunged his sword into the guard's chest. He twisted the blade and drew out the man's screams before he choked on his own blood, and my brother simply glared at me and rode off. Later that night, he drew me away from the camp. I thought he wanted to reprimand me, scold me for my hesitation. "I can't do this anymore," I heard myself saying. The most peculiar sensation overcame me, and suddenly I was on the ground, staring at a sword embedded in my gut. My own brother had stabbed me. "You are weak," I heard Lupus say. "The pack cannot function with a lone wolf in its midst. Face death bravely, Remus." And he left, the last I ever saw of him, his silhouette blocking out the stars above. The night was getting darker, the stars dimmer. I passed out from the wound, and might have died were it not for a passing elven lord. I owe Count Methanor my life. Had his party not come investigating what had happened, I would surely have died, isolated and alone. He recognized my face from seeing it in the arenas, and took me into his castle to heal me. "So what did you do then?" "It took months, but I was able to recover thanks to him. I inquired about the raiding party my brother and I had led, without inferring I helped organize it, and discovered that they had left before Methanor came. I felt different. Once I had become healed, more determined and less wild. I turned down Methanor's suggestion that I swear homage to Queen Arlena, thanked him by swearing a life debt to him, and left for the Reich. I eventually found the old village I grew up in burned ruins. Everyone dead and gone. Bandits, apparently. Perhaps it was Lupus. I tried finding the fortress we had set up for the Wolf Knights. I couldn't find it, because I couldn't remember where it was. It's strange. You'd think I would remember where it would be. Anyway, I now spend my days traveling the land, looking for hints of Lupus's whereabouts. Perisno needs to know the threat he poses. His world is one where only the strong will thrive, while the rest shall be cast down. That was quite the tale. Thank you for sharing it. No, thank you for listening. I've never told my tale in its entirety before. Beware the wolves, friend, and remember, the wolf can survive without the pack. I shall indeed beware them. Oh. Aha, hello. 150 orums, and we have been asked to deliver a short message to Count Methanor. Could you visit Count Methanor sometime and tell him, I, Remus, still search for it. I am sorry. Please accept this as a token of my gratitude for listening as well. Anyone who is forced to endure my dreary tale should at least get some type of reward. I did not think it was dreary at all. Wow, that was impressive. That was very cool. I was hoping that he would join us. He's a Wolf Knight. That would have been amazing. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, we are currently at Murden Hall, so it's going to be a little bit of time until we get down there, but how long do we have? Infinite amounts of time, I would assume. Yeah, it appears as though we have infinite amounts of time, but it's going to take a while for us to get down to the Redwood Nation, which may be, indeed, a little bit of difficulty. It would be a little bit of difficulty, so I think we're just going to wait here for some time. Wait a minute, what is that? Slave rebels. Oh, wow, a lot of veteran gladiators right there. Not really worth our time, I don't believe. But we are going to attempt to potentially take Tilbo Castle, I think. We are going to try to take that. I would love to be able to sell our prisoners, to be honest, because we have currently 123. I think it would actually be a very good idea, but however, we actually do not have the ability to do so unless... Wait a minute. Is Murden Hall ours? We might be able to sell to our constable. That might be a good idea, actually. Let's head in there and we'll see. Where is he? There is the constable. Hello. I have some prisoners. Can you sell them for me? Yes. 96. Oh, they do sell for full price. Excellent. Let's sell to this fellow. So we have 70,000. I was hoping to spend some of that on Remus if he was wanting to join us, but unfortunately it appears as though he will not this time around, at least. And we are going to be selling a huge amount of these guys and getting so much money. We had 70,000, now we have 90,000. Already gained 14,000. Gaining even more. We gained 33,000. Wow. Okay, that's impressive. Okay, we're going to get a patrol. We may as well spend it a little bit here. And, I want a patrol to return to a center. Oh. Oh, wow, that's actually pretty cool. We should do that sometime. I want to enlist a patrol. I want to get a big one, and we're going to be having it around Murden Hall here. That's 3,000 orums. That's pretty good. Now, let's see here. Murden Hall patrol? Move to a center? Ah. Oh, I see. Oh, I get it. Okay, so it's just repositioning it. I was anticipating us to be able to get them into the garrison so that we'd be able to have a stronger garrison rather than just having a patrol outside. As you can see, it's really not very good, our garrison, but maybe we could... Oh, wait, they're transferring... Wait a minute, what just happened there? Did I just mess up? I have no clue what just... Oh, no, they went into the garrison! They did go into the garrison! That is excellent. Oh, that is very, very good. Oh, okay. Thank you very much. I am very pleased about that. There's King Raf Klazen. He actually has some pretty difficult units. Yeah. I actually think we could take this guy on. Don't you? He has 29 foreign warlords, but he also has 200 foreign invaders. Yeah, probably not. Not right now, at least. We might be able to do it at a later point, but oh my goodness. Marcus, no! He was defeated. He was defeated in battle by someone, but we do not know who. And at least he was able to escape, so that's good. So, Tilbo Castle. We're going to take a look at this. Oh my goodness, it's quite dark. Johara and Macavia have signed a trade agreement. Wow, it's very dark, isn't it? Okay. Come on. Get in there. There we go. Thank you very much. Now, I am actually going to wait until tomorrow. We want to make sure... Oh my goodness, what's here? Ah, we want to make sure that it's going to be daytime when we construct our ladders. While traveling, your party comes across a small cottage with an adjoining garden. Although there is fish cooking over a fire out front, nobody seems to be here. Leave a small bag of 300 orms by the fire. Yes. We gained some rather nice honor right there. Okay, so there's 83 rescued prisoners potentially here, so this is actually very good. We are going to be building the ladders as quickly as we can. There we go. And now let us lead our soldiers. Oh, yes. Okay, so we have a battle advantage of 2, which I'm actually quite pleased about. However... Oh... What kind of layout do we have? We're going to tell everyone to charge so that we can figure out what's actually going on here, because I actually do not know right now. Okay. Where is the ladder? Or ladders. There might be 2. I am hopeful, at least. Okay, it appears that it's around the right side. Well, that would actually make sense, considering most of the enemies are actually stationed on the right side. Probably should have realized that sooner, but nevertheless, we are going to have a pretty reasonable time of things. We have 14 archers, however. Probably not the greatest amount of range that we have. Where is the... Oh my goodness. Oh no. This is not good. Do you remember the Tauranians? They are actually pretty good at archery. Oh no. That's not too good. Desert Assassin actually getting kills with thrown weapons? I applaud you, sir. That is actually very good. I should know. I'm pretty terrible with thrown weapons. Oh my goodness. Oh, here we go. Oh, I like this layout. I actually do like this layout. I was anticipating it to be a rather fiendish setup here. Look at this. Do you see that arrow? It's gone right through us. What? Oh my goodness. Okay. Yeah, it went right through. Ouch. Only did 12 damage and still went right through us right here. So yes, this is indeed the issue. I really need a ranged weapon. I really need to get some kind of bow. Maybe we could try and get a good bow and then... try and use it a little bit. Because right now, we really have no recourse right here. We have nothing we can do. We just have to wait and hope that our units will be able to get past, and then we can hopefully help them out. We are actually making our way up. That is good. That is very good. We are not getting stopped, which I have to admit is a very surprising revelation, because of course they do have Kingsmen, and as you can see, Tauranian Kingsmen actually killing a huge amount of our units right now. Oh my... That's not too good. Okay, so we're going to actually want to get in here as quickly as we can, so I'm actually going to try to select the nearby soldiers and just put them over here real quick. There we are. Come on, guys. Move over here, thank you very much. You do have bows, so it might be a good idea if you just shoot those guys up there, maybe. That's just a small hint. Oh my goodness. Okay, we're just going to tell them to charge in once again. I just wanted a little bit of space, but... yeah, it appears as though some of us are getting a little bit stuck here, aren't we? Silivethio. Come on, get up there. Yes. Okay, here we go. Here we go. We're making our way up. We can do this. Don't get shot, though, please. Oh, no, I'm a dwarf. I can't get up. Oh, there we go. Phew, that was close. Okay, no. Oh, okay. Thank you very much. Take him out. There we go. Yes. Oh, very nice, very nice. Hello. You don't have an axe, but you do have a quick weapon, which is actually countering us quite nicely. There we go. Thank you very much. Okay, so... where have the rest of the units gone? Let us see. Aha, they're down in the courtyard. Oh, I remember this. Oh, yes. I remember this layout. Okay. Ooh, this is good. This is good. Or is it? A lot of archers. Okay, come on, guys. Cut a swathe through their lines. Let's do this. Wow, they're actually doing a lot of damage to us. That is very surprising. And a lot of units are actually being killed. Are you serious? Come on. Allendale, where are you? And Kara also has a lot of surgery, and she was alive at the time, so... I'm not entirely sure what's going on with that, but nevertheless, we are through. We need to make a couple of sacrifices to make our way through anyway, so I suppose I will accept that. Okay, come on, we need to help that Wolf Knight. After hearing that story, that incredibly epic story, we need to help this Wolf Knight. Come on, you have a lance. I need to help you with that for some reason. I'm not entirely sure why he's using a lance in a field battle. Oh no, the hackers. The hackers are incredible. Oh my. They have just the lightest armor. They're like the Berserkers, I suppose. They're like the Machiavellian... Wait a minute. Machiavellian? No, the Valahir Berserkers, I think. Is that true? Wait a minute. Maybe I'm getting mixed up between different mods now, but seriously, I'm pretty sure the Valahir clan have something like the Tauranian hackers. They have some unit that is very lightly armored, but has a huge two-handed weapon. And it's just all about the offense, all about the increased movement speed, and all about charging at the enemy head-on without any fear in their eyes. That is incredible, I have to admit. I would love to be able to play something like that, but it's not entirely practical, is it? I mean, really. It looks cool, and no doubt you feel cool while you're doing it, but as soon as you get headshot by a crossbowman from 100 feet away, then yeah, it's probably not the greatest idea. Oh my. Okay. Well, whatever the case, let's just take these guys out and hopefully be able to take a good amount of them prisoner. Wow, this guy's a beast! He's got so much HP. We were able to do, what was that, 75 damage and he still didn't die? Wow. Okay. Well, there it is. Actually, that might be 75 damage reduced by a little bit of the dodge mechanics and indeed the iron flesh absorption as well. Quite interesting. So, 74 prisoners we are able to take. I am very pleased about that. Oh, yes. Some of them are actually hackers as well. Some of them are Kingsmen. One of them, at least. We have some King's Guards as well, which I do appreciate. I think the Kingsmen are actually higher level than the King's Guards. I don't really see any difference between their armor, as you can see. They have different braces, but that's pretty much it. But there we have it. Okay, so now... Oh, my. Do you see what I see? We'll see. We're just going to go up here, just minding our own business. Some Marauders are always nice, some Vanquishers are even better, but what is this? A Knight of Doom. Oh my. I have never seen one of those before, so that's actually quite exciting. Let's take a look at his stats in just a second. And this is a castle which we will be giving to... Shijin. Marcus has Nelag Castle to look after, which is quite far away, so I would prefer to give this to Shijin. Marcus is over here. And maybe here as well, around here. That seems good to me. So, let's take a look at that Knight of Doom. Oh yes, look at this. Okay. Oh my goodness, okay, level 50. He has 8 in Power Strike. He has a huge amount in Foraging. Does that actually help? I don't even think that really helps us that much, unfortunately enough. But he has 189 in Crossbows, so I can assume that he's actually a hybrid. He can use... Wait a minute, what is that? What is that on his side there? Looks like some sort of bomb. What is that? Oh, it's a Helsing crossbow. Oh my goodness. I cannot wait to see this guy in action. I seriously cannot wait to see this guy in action. He is going to be absolutely insane. Okay. Well, what we're going to be doing, I think, is I'm actually going to keep these large bag of Bodkin arrows right here. We're going to keep those. We're not going to sell them because I have a feeling that we're probably going to try and find a bow for us at some point. Now, let's just level up Antiope here. Get a little bit more in strength, I suppose, and we'll get a little bit more in iron flesh. And then we'll level up her one-handed weapon proficiency. There we go. Okay, so we'll level up a couple more units in our army here. we actually have a rather reasonable army right now, and even though I do say sometimes that a lot of our units are being taken out, and as a result they're being degraded by us recruiting units that are lower tier and lower level, but that may actually not be the case, or it not be turning out to be the case at least, because right now we seem to be, even though we're gaining bandits and Perisno nuns and things like that, we're also gaining things like marauders and vanquishers, and of course Knights of Doom. So I gotta say that that's actually very impressive. We do have quite a few demon priests as well, and they will become demon lords eventually, which would be very nice indeed. So without further ado, I will be ending this episode off here. I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.